Well, we're halfway through the Sweet 16 of the men's basketball tournament, and all the one seeds are still alive. Virginia and Gonzaga each punched their tickets to the Elite Eight last night. They'll play Purdue and Texas Tech tonight. The other two one seeds will be in action as Duke and North Carolina hope to advance. R.N. Anderson is a sportscaster for our Raleigh affiliate WNCN, and he's outside the Capital One Arena in Washington. So, R.N., I want to start with Duke. The Blue Devils play in D.C. tonight, but they barely survived a scare against UCF. What lessons do you think they learned from that go-round?
Well, Rena, coaches always talk about teachable moments, and the Blue Devils had one Sunday when they nearly got shot down by Central Florida. I think the takeaway from that game, at least for Coach Krzyzewski and his coaching staff, is to tell these kids, look, on any given night in this tournament, it's over. If you don't bring your A game, you're going home. The good news for Duke is the fact they got by Central Florida. They're still alive in this tournament. They feel like they can use that close call as maybe a springboard, not only into tonight's Sweet 16 game, but then the Elite Eight, and they hope the Final Four next week.
And fellow ACC program, Virginia Tech, is a familiar face to the Blue Devils. Remind us again, what happened last time the two played, and what's different this go-round?
Well, I think it depends on who you talk to. What Duke would say is, hey, we didn't have Zion Williamson, who was out with a knee injury. And what the Hokies would tell you, look, we beat you without our best player, which is Justin Robinson, their star point guard. The good news tonight is that both teams are healthy. And here's what you need to keep in mind. The Hokies have beaten Duke 3 of the last 4 years. They are not intimidated at all by this basketball team. They're really looking forward to the challenge tonight. And, in fact, a chance to say, hey, you know what? We beat you before, and we beat you tonight, and you had Zion in the mix. They're going to bring it.
So if what you're saying is correct, you believe they're going to bring it, they're not afraid of going up against Duke, what are you looking for in tonight's matchup?
Well, I think you're going to see much the same game as we did last month, which means this. Look, you have two teams that play great defense, and what the Hokies told us yesterday is we're going to pack the paint, and we're going to dare Duke to shoot the basketball. That's exactly what they did last month. They said, hey, Trey Jones, Cam Reddish, knock down shots, force us to come outside to guard you. We saw against Central Florida that Duke could not do that with any sort of consistency. So tonight, the Blue Devils, the onus is going to be on them to hit outside shots early and force Buzz and his team to really come out and guard the perimeter. If not, they're going to sock in the paint and make it difficult for Zion Williamson and company to operate inside. I think this is going to be a slugfest. I really anticipate a game that comes down to maybe the final minute, if not the final 30 seconds.
It sounds like it's going to be a good game. A game definitely worth watching. I want to turn to North Carolina, which plays its Sweet 16 game in Kansas City tonight, 7:30 Eastern. So the Tar Heels rolled over Washington on Sunday, but they've really got a tough foe with SEC champion Auburn. What are you looking for in tonight's game?
Well, the Tigers are one of the hottest teams in this tournament. They've won 10 straight games. As you said, they won the SEC championship. And Nasir Little, who is one of Duke's star freshmen, is dealing with flu-like symptoms. Yesterday, he was not able to participate in the shoot-around. I'm hearing reports that he was able to shoot around today. He's going to be a game-time decision. The important thing about Nas is he's a guy off the bench that really comes up with a lot of energy and really does spark this basketball team. I think what I anticipate tonight is really a high-scoring affair. Both teams can get it up and down. I think this will be another great basketball game. In fact, it's going to be going on just before the tip-off here in Washington, D.C., so I'm going to have one eye on warm-ups and the other eye on the Tar Heels to see how they're doing in Kentucky, or excuse me, in Kansas City.
In Kansas City. Sounds like a great plan, R.N. Anderson. I want to thank you very much for joining us.